And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
This is the second Star Trek video in a row I wore a Star Wars shirt. Alright, Strange New World, Season 3, Episode 4, A Space Adventure Hour. How do you do a holodeck episode when your show's not supposed to have a holodeck? It's a prototype. I did really enjoy this episode. A lot of good things all around. I'm gonna spoil it. Alright, so we have a holodeck episode. So La'an is supposed to test this new recreation room technology, aka a holodeck, which apparently is based on battle simulations, which makes so much sense. That's why throughout all of the holodeck history, holodecks have been trying to kill the people using them. It's based on battle simulators. Really like that. Let's see. All right, so La'an, she's doing a murder mystery in 60s Hollywood, which I'll get to a bunch of the references in this whole time, but just to overview it, she's a detective. She's trying to solve a murder mystery with Spock. Spock is there just to make sure everything's going okay, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here if you need me." And then she goes to solve her murder mystery, and the holodeck is making it progressively harder to try to beat her, kind of like Moriarty and Data in Next Generation. But yeah, she decides she needs a partner, so it's her and Spock working together to solve this murder mystery. And in the end, Spock was a hologram the whole time. Spock was the killer. Like I said, I'm spoiling it. Really did enjoy the murder mystery. Really enjoyed all the characters involved in the murder mystery. I'll get to those in a minute. Oh, and of course the safety protocols break because, you know, when we had fully functioning holodecks, safety protocols always break. So, of course, in this episode, the safety protocols break and La'an could possibly actually be killed. So elsewhere in the ship, it's mainly a Scotty story. Scotty is trying to make sure the holodeck test runs smoothly, but he gets cut off. Communications gets cut off between him and La'an, because of course they do. It's a holodeck episode. So he's trying to get through to La'an, but he's trying to do it on his own. Like, he's not asking for help, not number one. He does eventually ask Uhura for hypothetical help, and her eventually helps him get a message to them. And I like Scotty's story in this one, because by the end of the episode, number one teaches Scotty a really important lesson, like he needs to ask for help. I like how number one is just like, this ship is full of the best and the brightest Starfleet officers. That's a lot of people you can ask for help. If you need help, you need to ask for it. And like, Scotty learns that the hard way in this episode, and I really did like Scotty's story in that. Back to the holodeck. Like I said, it's 60s Hollywood. Not only is it 60s Hollywood, it's basically 60s Star Trek. So all the holograms are played by characters on the show. So like, let's see, so let me just go through who everyone's playing. Pike is basically playing Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek. Number one is basically playing Lucille Ball, who was a executive on Star Trek. Who else is in there? Paul Wesley is back, not as Kirk, just as a hologram, but his hologram is basically Shatner in the 60s when he played Kirk. Let's see, Nurse Chapel's hologram is, well, she's like, kind of feels like a combination of a few different people. Like, she's the first officer on the TV show, so that's kind of Majel Barrett. She does the communications, so also kind of Nichelle Nichols. She references that she's getting fewer lines and shorter skirts, so that could be any woman on the show. Nichelle Nichols, Grace Lee Whitney. I feel like Nurse Chapel's hologram is basically just like standing in for like the women on the original series. Let's see, Ortegas's hologram was DeForest Kelley, kind of. She was playing the doctor on the show, who wrote a Western script. That feels very DeForest Kelley. And Benga and her are there too. I don't know if they're actually analogs for real people. And Benga's just kind of Mbega's hologram is Chapel's hologram's boyfriend, and Uhura is an agent who hired La'an to solve the mystery. Speaking of Uhura's hologram gives like this great speech, talking about Star Trek, talking about how this sci-fi show like examines the world through fantasy and provides allegories for the struggles of man right now, and this show could go on forever, and which it has, like 1966, 2025, yes, but yeah, saying that it could go on forever, and like it can bring hope to like all the disenfranchised people, and like just passionately talking about like this fake show, which as we know is the real show Star Trek, and like I just thought that was a great monologue she gave. But yeah, I liked. Oh, and speaking of characters in the holodeck, the corpse is Desi Arnaz. So I like how they made this little fake Star Trek show and made all these analogs for real people in the murder mystery. That was very fun for me. And there's a point where the Paul Wesley's not Shatner, but Shatner hologram is playing Kirk. He tries to do the Riker maneuver and breaks the chair, which is really funny. Like, that was probably scripted, but I think it'd be really funny if it was ad-libbed, especially since this episode was directed by Jonathan Frakes, who played Riker. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I had a really fun time with it. So yeah, I think that's all my thoughts on it. That's it for me. So until next time, live long and prosper.